NCTV45, The Train, anytime on your time.
This program was provided through funding from Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. A special thanks to Cedars, featuring Middle Eastern, Italian, and American cuisine. Today's program was furnished by a grant from the Beanery Depot and Deli, featuring coffee, made-to-order subs, and snacks. The Beanery Depot and Deli in Mahoningtown.
Welcome to NCTV45 Cedars Sports Corner, everybody. I'm Alex Laverson, and fortunately for me, I'm joined by our producer, Mr. Angelo Parada, and he's in one of his better moods today, I'm sure. And are you in one of your good moods? Is it because Antonio Brown made the cover of Madden, or is it because your boy Le'Veon Bell is going to be in a Steeler uniform past this year? What has you in such a giddy mood today?
You can ring my bell, ring my bell.
Yeah, I think you're pretty happy of the departure. Well, not that Le'Veon Bell's departing, but I would say more than likely scenario that Le'Veon Bell is not going to be a Steeler after this franchise tag is up. And Angelo, I gotta say, I don't know why Le'Veon Bell would turn down all that money and the chance to be with the Steelers long term. And I can't see him getting a better contract after this year than what the Steelers has offered him, because I feel like with running backs, their peak and their prime is, I would say for the most part, up to about 5 or 6 years. It seems like teams don't really like to pay a running back who's in the second half or later part of their careers, and especially with Le'Veon Bell, who could be such a knucklehead sometimes. I just feel like he really should have taken the offer for the Steelers of $70 million. $70 million that he's not going to have.
You know why he didn't take the offer?
Why didn't he take it?
Now, this is 100% fact.
Okay.
I want you to understand. I've been given an offer.
Okay.
By none other than, this is true. Now, see, he's waiting for a punchline or something. He doesn't understand. I've been notified by the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
They're so impressed with my spirited fan loyalty and the fact that I don't fly to like an ocean here or a lake there or anything, that they invited me to one of their private doings. I called them, I couldn't go. But it's starting to make me think that like the Ravens, the Falcons, the Los Angeles Angels, they have a really fond desire to meet me.
And why you compared to anyone else?
I think it's my loyalty.
Your loyalty to what?
They know when I go and I back a team, I'm loyal. I'm not like ring my bell and go flying out. Now, see, when here, I'll give you a Raven saying. A raven in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Okay.
So, in other words, Bell didn't take the offer. And now the Steelers will get 3 more running backs that are way better, and his value will go right down.
I just think, I definitely think his value is going to be down after this year. Especially, what if he gets hurt severely? Number one. Two, like I just said, the age and him, he started what 2012, and three, it's like the Steelers now. I feel are almost in a position where
They're the best thing in professional football.
I'm not gonna disagree with that, but it's like, is James Conner gonna be the guy moving forward, or do you see the Steelers investing in someone in the draft next year, and how do you see things playing out?
Steelers are like somebody that goes to a garage sale and ends up walking away with a Picasso every time.
Well,
So they'll end up playing into the top game, maybe the AFC Championship, Super Bowl, or one game shy of it. And then they'll have no draft choice at all. Everybody will be buying popcorn and peanuts, and the Steelers will come out with a Cadillac.
I get what you're saying. Yes, the Steelers do draft well. It seems like they never miss a beat with anything. And the only time they really ever had a bad draft was in 2008, and that was one time in their entire history where I think anyone would say that they drafted,
They had a bad draft because they didn't use insulation well. I told them about that, and then they never had a bad draft again.
That's exactly why. You have no other reason. But the Steelers, even in the Cowher days, I always felt like they were good at identifying talent in undrafted free agents. And what I like about them is they don't seem to pay. Not they don't like. I sound like a teenager saying that. They don't really pay at all for players in free agency. They focus on their draft picks. They invest that way. Their own scouting their
September
product.
30th.
What's September 30th?
Steelers and the Ravens.
What team colors you're gonna be wearing that day?
I can't discuss it. We'll have to see on the camera. But I look, you've got your blue and black on. You've already jumped on my bandwagon to become a Ravens fan.
They're purple. I'm wearing blue.
Yeah, but you can never tell what color they really are because under the light it all looks different.
I don't blame It's not that I blame Le'Veon Bell for trying to get a better contract. I just think his expectations are so unrealistic. I understand it's a business. I understand you want to try.
Here he goes with his LeBron James attitude. It's a business. It's loyalty. You know what the difference between 70 million and 69 million is? Not really that much.
$1 million.
No, after tax is quite a bit less.
True. But what I'm trying to say is that I think he ended up. It's like I feel like he had almost too much of a big head. He wanted to be the highest paid running back, receiver. That was his argument, that he's a running back and a receiver. Okay, but still, it's about what you're going to do for me going forward. The Steelers, they'll pay for a player, not what they've done in the past. It's what they expect out of a player moving forward. And that's where business comes in. And that's where I feel like Le'Veon Bell made a poor business decision, because I can't imagine him getting a better contract at all after this year.
I can't imagine how happy our sponsors are unless we take a break and go see them.
We are going to take a break, and now a word from our sponsors. Can you pull up the Madden curse, the history of the Madden curse?
Sylvan Heights Golf Course in Newcastle, Pennsylvania features many amenities, lush fairways, and great greens, and many challenging shots. Your crowd will applaud. A short drive from Butler, Sharon, Pittsburgh, Elwood, and Youngstown. It's Sylvan Heights Golf Course in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Hey, Angelo Parada here for Croakers, Kegs, and Corks. And if that's not a mouthful, nothing is. But when you need a mouthful of that special brew, it's Croakers, Kegs, and Corks. You know, nothing tastes better than when you make it yourself. And I do some of that brew myself quite often. I like doing it. It's a great hobby, and it's something you can do. Croakers, Kegs, and Corks, located right in Union Township. Give them a try. This program furnished by the MAD Unit, Mobile Auto Detailing. See Michael Sad at themadunit.com. Elham's for one great dining experience.
Welcome back to the Cedars Sports Corner, everybody. Another interesting tidbit of Steeler news is that...
The Cowboys.
What about him?
They invited that guy back after suspension.
I don't care about the Cowboys. I'm not... Ugh. That is probably one of the teams I hate the most, other than the Ravens.
So you hear that, Baltimore?
I hate the Ravens. I would never want to go to the... I mean, if they're paying me, sure. You know?
You know
Absolutely.
why? Let me tell you why. He's a Cleveland man.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody in Cleveland hated the Ravens when they left. Because they were the Browns, they were going to be the Baltimore Browns. No, we want our name, we want this, we want that.
Listen.
See, I proved it beyond the shadow of a doubt. Look at the camera straight in the eye.
So you want me to? What do you want me to tell the camera?
Oh, he's laughing.
I'm not a Cleveland fan. I like the Cavaliers, but that's it. I don't like the Browns or the Indians. I pity the Browns. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. Another tidbit of Steeler information is that star wide receiver Antonio Brown is now on the cover of NFL Madden, which is available on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. And Angela, I don't know. I'm assuming you never played any of the Madden video games, but I'm also assuming that you're aware of the Madden curse. And I mean, I don't really believe in curses, but I am kind of shocked by the number of Steeler fans that I'm talking to that are convinced that Antonio Brown is going to get hurt now. They wish he wasn't on the cover. Troy Polamalu was on the cover. He shared the cover with Larry Fitzgerald in 2010. That was the first time that a Madden franchise, or that a Madden video game had two athletes on their cover. And, you know, I understand that. I would say more in the earlier parts of the Madden years. You know, you had players get hurt. Michael Vick in 2004.
Cleveland.
How does Michael Vick have to do anything with Cleveland?
He's giving him the mileage. Like, you're going to get hurt. There's a curse.
No, I don't think that's going to happen at all.
But too late. I sent him a corner chill.
No.
Yeah.
Listen.
War off the evil eye. He ain't getting... Listen, you want some good information. To be on the cover is an honor.
Oh, I'm glad.
Brown follows Tom Brady.
Oh, God.
Rob Gronkowski. Richard Sherman. Okay. Nothing happened to them.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think the Madden curse is overblown. All right, the Madden curse seemed to have like this peak of things that happened between 2001 and 2007.
So in other words, it's not really a curse.
No, I don't believe in curses at all. I think it's ridiculous. I think a lot of times what happens is that if something happens to a player that's on the cover of Madden and something insignificant happens or even significant, they blame the curse. Oh, it must be the curse of the Madden cover. You know what I mean? So the curse is basically known to be that anyone who's on the cover of Madden will either have a bad year statistically or they'll get hurt. Which I think is obviously, baloney.
Then will they be on an island?
Why are you bringing Darrelle Revis into this all of a sudden?
Because he retired.
He
went to an island.
Good. Honestly, you know what? As a Pitt fan, I was never that big into Darrelle.
Former Pro Bowl corner Darrelle Revis announces retirement.
Yeah, but who? Everyone saw that coming. He was not the same. He was obviously not the same player he was in his earlier years. I'll tell you what, in his earlier years, there was no receiver that wanted to go up against Darrelle Revis other than Randy Moss. And I feel like Randy Moss is the one who single-handedly derailed Darrelle Revis' career. In 2010, when he was with the Patriots, Moss burned Revis for a touchdown, and Revis injured his hamstring trying to cover him. And ever since then, Revis wasn't the same.
But you understand, the Patriots always got that, interference. They always got that call that made it so easy for them.
Well, they actually lost that game. Patriots actually lost that game. So that's...
It goes to show you.
Show what? They lost that game. It's not... I'm just saying, my favorite player of all time in any sport
is LeBron James.
No, is actually Randy Moss. I grew up as a Moss.
No, wait. Of all the sports.
Yeah, Randy Moss. When I was growing up, when I was in elementary school and stuff, I loved watching Culpepper, the Vikings, and Moss. And even when Moss was on the Patriots, I loved when he set that record in 2007.
Not Joe Montana.
That was in the 80s. I wasn't born until 88.
You said your favorite player of all time.
Of all sports, I meant. That, from me, my favorite player, favorite player of all time. I like him more than Joe Montana. I like him more than players I haven't even seen played. I grew up watching him.
And again, you're picking on Ben Roethlisberger.
That has nothing to do with Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, you could have named a quarterback. Look how many Super Bowls does Moss have?
He doesn't have any.
My point. So, in other words, rather than go for a good player, Mr. Cleveland picked somebody that had zero.
I mean, how many assault records does Moss have? And honestly, I'm kind of glad we had that technical difficulty because you were frustrating me. Because you always do these things to get me off track and just bring up things. Listen. The fact of the matter is this: Antonio Brown, I feel like he's actually, other than Jerry Rice, he's going to end up being the greatest receiver of all time. And I feel as if Steeler fans should be celebrating that he's on the cover of Madden instead of being worried over some superstitious curse. And Angelo, Martavis Bryant isn't there anymore. And I know that makes you happy.
I just know that when you look at teams like the Steelers, they'll win their division. They'll have a great record. They'll play for the AFC title. They could be in the Super Bowl.
Well, they're always there at the top, and that's indicative of a good franchise. Good ownership.
Which isn't understood by Forbes, because they named the Cowboys the best franchise.
That's more of like a brand. The Cowboys, I feel like, are more of a brand compared to instead of like a successful franchise. You know what I mean? The Steelers are a successful franchise, and they have a brand. I feel like the Cowboys of lately are just a brand. You know, star on the logo, and Steelers have had, 3 coaches since 1969. The Cowboys haven't, won a playoff game since, it's not 94, is it? Is it that long?
A long time.
I don't know if I can't remember if they won a game since then, but there's a difference between having a brand and being a successful franchise.
Now, you know what we got to do?
Take a break?
Take a break.
Yes, we do got to take a break because right now this heat is killing me and I'm sweating and I need a drink, and not that kind of drink. But right now, how about a word from our sponsors?
Parkstown Restaurant has been serving the greater Newcastle area with quality and experience in family dining and great entertainment. Their superb menu includes sides, wings, pizza, sandwiches, Italian entrees, American entrees, soups and salads. Parkstown Restaurant located at 2800 West State Street, Newcastle. Eat in or take out. Also, call Parkstown and ask about what's on tap for entertainment. 724-656-1453. 656-1453.
Today's programming is brought to you by NCTV45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station. This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535. These fine businesses provided funding for this program. Gatherings, Town and Country, and On Target.
Welcome back to the Cedars Sports Corner, everybody. Now, Angelo, we talked about...
1 month away.
From what?
It's time to put up your dukes.
Oh, yeah, the Duquesne Dukes. Your alma mater, your love.
Playing Mass. UMass.
What do you do? Angelo,
No, see, you don't. This is where you lack this traditional value system. It's scheduled. It's the first game of the NCAA season.
Angelo, listen, man.
Is Pitt playing the first game of the NCAA season?
No. I know, but you kind of made me hate Duquesne in a way. You made me hate Duquesne. No, I don't hate Duquesne. I root for all.
See?
Listen, no.
Pitt, Cleveland.
No. I root for all our local schools.
Pitt, Cleveland.
No. Pitt is going to have a good year in football, I believe. Get around 8 wins. Although if they don't, Narduzzi could be on the hot seat. Because one thing Heather Lyke has shown is that she wants a winner. They got a new baseball coach. I feel like they're going all in a way.
Heather Lyke what?
That's her name. She likes winners.
She likes winners.
She likes winners.
She like Duquesne?
I don't think she really has a preference for them one way or another.
Well, Duquesne beat them last year, so she should like them.
That was during the Kevin Stallings era.
Who is Pitt playing in their opening game?
Jesus. Who are they playing in their opening game?
Big Duquesne fan, because he doesn't know Pitt's playing Albany.
I actually knew that. I didn't want to say it in front of our viewers. You know what I mean? I was trying to find a way out of that. So, if you're a Pitt fan, I'm sure you can watch the Albany game on ESPN3.
Albany.
No, you can't. They're a local team. You've got to root for Pitt.
What if Duquesne wins and Pitt loses?
I wouldn't be I'd be more upset at Pitt than upset at Duquesne for beating them. Because Pitt does have a tendency to...
So you're not upset with Duquesne wins, you're just happy with Duquesne losses?
No, I'm just unhappy when Pitt loses to stupid teams they shouldn't. Like when YSU beat them in 2011 when Paul Chryst was coach. Although that was a decent YSU team.
Now, what's a bigger game than that?
Notre Dame and Pitt.
Michigan. Notre Dame's taking on Michigan the very first game at South Bend, the house that Rogney built, and the Irish are poised to make a national championship run. You heard it here first.
I always say in our podcast or our shows that I always had an affinity for Notre Dame. And it's for the same reason. They beat the evil West Virginia Mountaineers in 1988 in the national championship, the year I was born. So I like Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame. I do like the Catholics versus convicts rivalry. Was Notre Dame versus Pitt. That
Notre Dame versus Miami.
Notre Dame versus Miami. That's right, Notre Dame versus Miami. Although I don't know if Notre Dame is as relevant as they used to be.
Relevant.
Yeah,
Relevant.
Angelo, I don't know, man.
Even John Denver got it right.
Angelo.
What? Do you know why John Denver got it right?
Why John Denver get it right?
Because he told West Virginia, almost heaven. It wasn't South Bend. Listen, the schedule favors them. They made a great run last year. They're in great shape to make a great run this year. The Dukes win the opening game against UMass. And then guess who the Dukes are playing?
Who?
The Warrior Rainbows of Hawaii.
That's one college I wouldn't mind getting a full scholarship to. Who would not love to live in Miami or live in Hawaii for 4 years?
Well, there was one guy that went to Hawaii and he blew a stack because he wasn't recruited by Notre Dame.
Who's that?
Mr. Volcano.
Mr. Volcano, huh? That'd probably be the only time I wouldn't want to live in Hawaii. You know what I mean?
I just thought I'd mention that.
Right.
Can the Buccos close 9 games out?
No. Angelo, why? Don't get your hopes up over them. Just let them die in your heart for your own safety. For your own to spare yourself emotional torment and getting your hopes up. Just let them die.
They're only like 7 games out in the wild card.
Angelo, dude, it's over. They're not coming back. Come on now.
They make it, then it's like,
listen,
get out the green weenie.
If they finish out the season above 500, I'll clean your office. I will do whatever you want me to do. Okay?
Oh,
I will wear Notre Dame.
Write that down.
I will wear Notre Dame apparel. I will wear, I'll wear a clown costume. Okay.
No, wearing Cleveland clothes.
Oh man, so I can't wear my LeBron James jersey, huh?
Well, now, how do you think he's going to do? Seriously.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna get out of the second round of the West. Honestly, I don't see him winning a title in LA. I kind of think that little run of championships is over. I think he has his 3. I mean, he has to go up against Golden State and the rest of those Western teams.
The Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs. That is one great organization. That is a very classy, underrated organization that they're not as glamorous or, they're not the Hollywood type of LA, but man, that's a winning organization. If LeBron wanted to go to a team and win, he would have been great under Popovich because LeBron never really had a great coach. All these great NBA players had great coaches. Michael Jordan with Phil Jackson. Kobe Bryant with Phil Jackson.
You know what? No. Popovich would have smacked him and thrown him out in the desert because LeBron doesn't want to listen to anybody else except LeBron. Well, I didn't win. Plus, LeBron doesn't like being away from water. So, San Antonio...
I actually don't disagree with you on the part of, when LeBron goes to a franchise, he runs it. He's really the manager, making all decisions. I can see the Spurs. If let's say that hypothetically happened, I could see that blowing up. If LeBron wanted to make some roster moves and ownership and Popovich said no, I could see
the Spurs
organization.
He couldn't play for Boston. If he played football, he couldn't play for the Steelers that toss him out on his ear. He couldn't play for the Patriots. There are so many people he couldn't play for. It's unbelievable.
LeBron went to LA it was almost in a way, I feel like him waving that white flag saying, I'm done worrying about winning championships. Not that he necessarily thinks he can't win a championship in LA, but I feel like the ring chasing is kind of over for him. It's like, I'm going to LA, I'm going to live there, be in the Hollywood, get my brand out, do some movies, play for the most prestigious organization in basketball. No, it's not the Celtics. I don't want to hear it. I feel that was just his way of like kind of fizzling out. It's not the Celtics. No, it's not the Celtics.
How could you say that?
So you're telling me the Boston Celtics have more fans around the world than the Lakers? The Lakers are a brand. They're a global brand. The Celtics, I would say, are an American brand.
No. The Celtics, Red Auerbach, light up the cigar. We just got to win. Okay? There's nothing like Boston Garden. It's a tradition. It's like the Yankees.
Dude,
okay,
listen.
It's like the Pirates beating the Yankees in the 60 World Series and nobody forgetting.
I'm not saying the Celtics aren't a brand and aren't one of the most prestigious organizations of basketball. I'm just saying the Lakers are number one. They're Hollywood. They're the Lakers.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Coney Island hot dogs and Augustine's pizza.
There you go. I knew it was good.
See, now you can't insult me. You know what I mean?
You know what?
I think we better wrap up this show.
Yeah.
Because now I want some Coney Island hot dogs and Augustine's pizza, or maybe a Coney Island pizza. I'll buy. All right. But Angela, do I dare ask you any parting words before we wrap the show up? I can't even look at the camera straight today.
Okay, ready? Here you go. Go Bucks. Go Steelers. Go Dukes. Go Notre Dame. And Pens. Have a nice summer off. We'll see you in the fall.
And go LeBron. L.A. Bron. Y'all have a nice one, everyone. I'm out of here.
A special thanks to the YMCA for caring about the Lawrence County community and providing funding for this program.